And now I think we're good to go here with Reservoir Ducks versus Nepo clan. First I pulled the wrong recording and then I had to look up the names to get to the proper game, but here we go. It's an Arabia game, apparently an eventful one between the two teams, so I've heard it's kind of long, never know what that's supposed to mean, but just to be on the safe side, this will be the last cast of this casting session. Now let's have a look at the teams here and the compositions. Let's begin with Akkal-AOE for Reservoir Ducks here in the pocket position. He's with the Indians, so they may have counter-picking Franks in mind here, as Franks would be a frequent pick for Arabia pocket position. But we have the Indians mirror here between the pockets, so no significant advantage for either team there. And to the right-hand side, Axiom with the Ethiopians here. So he's most definitely going to go for the archers. Ethiopians have faster firing archers, 20% faster firing archers, so that's certainly going to come in handy for them in the fighting as the game moves on. And finally, in the south side here, Candy Monk with the Mayans in the purple color here to play Mayans flank with Mr. Wololowitz on the other side here. As the Saracens, so Saracens, they have a fairly easy time massing archers using their market to adjust the economy, but Mayans, they have cheaper archers, so they have a much easier time massing and replenishing numbers, so it's an interesting combo. Mayans definitely with the stronger economy of the two, though with Mayans economy lasting 15% longer as well, but there's a surprisingly large distance between the flanks here. And as mentioned, Timo in the pocket here for Nepo clan is going to be making the camels here with Indian scouts into camels. Indians have a fantastic boom with their cheaper villagers, so that's also something to keep in mind. But no significant advantage, as said. Both players are with Indians pockets here. Finally, Pac-Man Stally with the Vikings here in the north side for Nepo clan. Not unlikely to go for the man-at-arms here, of course. His Vikings do benefit from extra hit points on the 10% extra hit points for the military units, I think. Starting in the feudal age. So man-at-arms absolutely go. Beautiful backroad line here for Pac-Man Stally. Gold spots not so much, but at least the main gold could be walled in a safe-ish manner here. Scouting is on point for Pac-Man Stally as well. Actually, he just missed. I think it's so I would like being chopped there or something. Probably suspects to find the other flank on the side. Exxon also hunting Pac-Man Stally's position over here. Whereas the pockets are just minding their own business, and yeah, actually Timo is only scouting here, going straight for the other pocket to find him and find where to hit, maybe see the wall ability of the base if there's some potential for early scouts damage. Just a minimum of idle time between the players here. Hell Golem pushing the deer, something that Timo hasn't been doing, so that could make a difference in the uptimes and the scouts production for the economy here. Otherwise, we don't have any. Well, there's the barracks for Candy Monk at 18 pop here. Could still be indicative of men-at-arms, but I see 10 gold being taken here. So, so Candy Monk actually planning a post-mill Drush here. Drush Fast Castle maybe, but this map is not the easiest to wall to keep your resources safe behind all of this. But let's just see how it plays out here. Saracens also with the barracks here, saving the building builder from the Eagle Scout here. Bloom is in, and Fuel Age on the way as well, whereas the Mayans player also going up here. Is he changing his mind about the rush here, or what's going on still? No units in queue, and no sign of a feudal age click up here. Candymonk seems a little bit indecisive as to what to go for here, but now finally looks like a transition into a straight archer style build. That could be an adaptation to seeing the Saracens going for what's most likely men at arms here. Oh, on the north side we have some action. We have Exion with units inside the barracks, but also two scouts, starting scouts from Pac-Man Style and Timo working together. Risk losing both to Exion's TC there. That's huge for Exion, almost killing two scouts with TC fire. And Exion now moving out with a couple of Ethiopians militia, soon to be men at arms here, I can only presume. It's going to gold just now though, so maybe just going to be a couple of militia here just for the annoyance factor of it. Pac-Man Sally with 3 militia, soon to be men at arms here, and Exion also doesn't quite have that scouted. Let's have a look. Exion is going in completely blind here, in fact, it barely even knows the location of Pac-Man Stally, which could be an issue for the early aggression here. Double Rangers for Exion straight into the double Rangers, but didn't go men at arms, and his his militia are just not contributing to the efforts of attack here. Obviously, there's stuff to deal with at home, quick walling out the men at arms here. The Rangers, provided they go up, should deal with the men at arms aggression without any big problems. But this wood line, not the most efficient one in the world right now. I'm looking at scouts here, and Hell Golem definitely with better scouts production here. 4 scouts against 2 for Timo. Neither of them are completely walled, but Timo seems to have some intelligent walling and process progress here. And Exion probably not even finding Pac-Man Style, just go straight for pocket instead. Did go for the men-at-arms eventually here. So only 2 men-at-arms to benefit from it, so kind of an uncommon combination. Will find a way around and maybe get one builder of Timo here though. But good reaction from Timo, putting away the villagers in time here. Men at arms from Mr. Wololowitz as well. I'm not sure about the damage. Let's see if we see any eco KD here at all. 1 villager lost for Exion, 2 villagers lost for the Mayans player here. But Pac-Man Sally also taking some losses here to Hell Golem scouts by the looks of it. So it looks like both teams are doing decent damage here. Woodline about to be breached here. That's huge for Mr. Wolowitz. Will find the woodline, and Candymonk will have to run away and try and salvage as many villagers as possible. Has archers out here and TC to produce protect, but look at the idle eco time this is causing on Candymonk's side here. Golem now making life a living hell for Timo here in the other Indians pocket here. 2 villagers lead for Hell Golem on top of this as well. We'll get a villager here, so good pick off. 5 villagers killed total from Hell Golem, so the scouts definitely getting value here. And Timo with more scouts, but where are they? They might need to stay and be pulled back home to deal with this. Roughly equal number of archers here. Saracens versus Mayans. Let's see the upgrades. Fletching from both players as well. Let's see on the upgrade. A couple of more archers meddling in here, but with Hell Golem scouts in between here, it still makes for a better fight for Candy Monk here. Oh yeah, that's a good uptime. That's gonna be just above 19 minutes there for Hell Golem. Candy Monk also... No, not Candy Monk, I mean Teemo. With a few more villagers going up. But given the scout's investment of Hell Golem and the villager kills he's gotten is doing a great showing here so far. Walls and double walls here for Mr. Wolowitz. And the market in place as well, so the Saracens could use the market here to buy the cast stage as needed. Let's just look at the eco here for Mr. Wolowitz. Yeah, I did sell 100 stone already at some point. And the base looks fairly nice here. All 3 golds inside of the walls here, so good walling by Mr. Wolowitz here. Mr. Wolowitz. Teemo with the scouts trying for some raids on Exion here, but there are spearmen to prevent that. Pac-Man Sally now left on his own here. It's just a few archers, but that's going to be a cleanup, especially with not with the scouts in between here. That's five archers down for nothing for Pac-Man Sally here, unfortunately. Also annoying, just 1 archer. 3 TCs for Hell Golem, so going straight into the boom here. Must be feeling confident at this stage in the game. And rip 1 archer of Exion down there, downhill. Exion didn't really choose to chase these 4 archers. Maybe it's not worthwhile just for the 4 archers, but as you could run into enemy units at any point, but yeah, it's still 4 archers that would be easy kills there, given the numbers. Candy Monk staying safe for now inside of their own walls here. Camels out on the field for Hell Golem. And he's beating, of course, Teemo by far to the cast stage here. Teemo still got 1 minute 20 seconds to go, so that should give Hell Golem a solid villagers lead, provided that all 3 DCs are working here. And at least 2 of them are, so yeah, there we go. We have constant TC production here for Hell Golem. Signaling the hill over here, so Exion and Hell Golem probably going to work together from here. No significant camels production though. Hell Golem trying to get some raids in here actually with a few camels, maybe looking for an opening. Can't help but feel like the camels could be more useful working together with either of the flanks here to hit the enemy. And also, while on the way to the gas stage, it's quite scary to be out on the field here. We'll see what happens now when Pac-Man Sally reaches the gas stage, if Exion decides to pull back here. Because you really don't want to be out on the field with the opponent's opponent pocket. Up in the gas stage. Okay, staying on the hill. Seems scary. There are 24 archers to be crossbows here for Pac-Man Sally that could pop out any time down here. And Exion definitely has more scouting intel now than early in the game, so knows what's up here. I mean, heal bonus is one thing, but you still don't want to risk losing the numbers to enemy crossbows. You see, crossbow is already in for Pac-Man Sally, and Botkin just around the corner as well. Ooh, Mr. Wolowitz on the forward here now. And Timo with some scouts to complement that as well. You see builders going down here for Candy Monk. Timo now with 4-5 KD. Let's see the... Oh, where's that builders? Eco KD here. I meant Mr. Wolowitz, of course. Got some serious eco kills here. 9 builders down. As Hellgolem comes with the camels here. Remember, Indians, camels, they have extra pierce armor. So help out a little bit in fights like these, but not nearly enough. And as we can see, Mayans just now reaching the castle age, seeking refuge under the TC so that Mr. Wolowitz can't easily get any hits in, but they're still gonna get some decent hits in on the camel masses here. Hellgolem with a massive boom lead here over Timo, though, 70 to 45. And right now, Mr. Wolowitz is on his own here against the Indians camels. While Exion is pushing the other side in roughly similar numbers to the Pac-Man Stally here. So what's dangerous for Exion here, he doesn't know how much is back here. He's running into roughly similar numbers, but still a lead for Pac-Man Stally, who is now getting the second armor upgrade as well, but Exion already... Never mind, Exion is missing that one, so that could also be hurtful in this matchup. Let's see if Exion just runs right out here. Probably shouldn't take this fight at all. Ethiopians, crossbows or not, you can't fight 10 times more numbers. Pac-Man Stally with the defensive siege workshop here, just in case. And Hellgolem doing some great work here to push back... or clean up Mr. Wolowitz's crossbow numbers here. 33 crossbows now, but quite a few will be going down here. And look at the camels numbers. It's 23 to 9 here between the pockets. Candy Monk joining the party here as well. And no way, Timo, right out of here. Get out of here, I'm not going to help you. As is, these numbers are way out of my control. Nice hit, uphill there. Yeah, indeed, great production from Mr. Wolowitz. Yeah. Right now he's not producing though. Alright, Hellgolem on the move again. 30 camels now, still twice the numbers of camels of Pac-Man Stally here. Pac-Man Stally on its own now, so this is a 2v1 situation on the north side here. Timo... way too far up here. Pac-Man Stally will be cleaned up again, I think, and no production behind this. Mr. Wolowitz with 3 rain is producing, so he's gonna replenish the numbers here. But the KD, if we can find it here, should be very much in favor of Reservoir Ducks at this point. Look at Hellgolem's eco! 57 to 16, that's just crazy. So this is going to be a rough 2v1 situation to deal with. Pac-Man Stally with only 11 crossbows now. He does have defensive siege. There are too many camels here for monks to really make a difference here. And there's crossbows on the field as well. But there's some potential for a push on this side as well. And Timo wants to push together with Mr. Wolowitz on the other side. But Hellgolem is here as well. Just switching the colors so it's a bit easier to tell the difference between green and yellow here. Especially since they have the same kinds of units. So this is a decent push by Timo and Mr. Wolowitz, but on the other side, on the north side, good quick walls from Pac-Man Stally here to keep the aggression out. There might be an opening here. Yeah, there's an opening there, but... I mean, the few crossbows there are getting a tiny bit of value here. Watch tower. If there's a university, could go guard tower defense here, at least against the ranged production of it. But now Hell Golden found the opening. This is going to be some bad raids on Pac-Man Stally's economy here on this side. They need to commit now. They could demolish a lot here. There are a couple of Vikings theses. Viking eco still strong. Obviously, they get Wheelbarrow and Handcart instantly. But how do you fend off 50 enemy military units with only 21 crossbows of your own here? Action on the left-hand side as well. Timo and Hell Golem with roughly similar camel numbers here. But then there's Mr. Wolowitz with the crossbows as well. That should easily take out camels here. And trading some builders as well. But there's a bit of an issue for Pac-Man Stally on the right-hand side here, of course, to hold off to one like this. Looks like most of the camels have been dealt with, and this Mangonel could get a beautiful shot as well on Exion's numbers. And more towers going up. I really think if you want to go tower defense in cast stage, you want to get into guard tower when you have the university as well. But it provides a point of garrisoning for the villagers, of course. And we have 4 ranges here, probably producing as well. Yeah, Pac-Man Stally has been defending very well here, I have to say. Guard tower is in as well. No murder holes, obviously, without researching that, so the crossbow can still sit underneath the tower, but crossbows on one side, Mangonel on the other. Yeah, it was a ridiculous defense against 50 enemy units like that, 2v1. That's creds to Pac-Man Stally. Oh, boom. What are I feeling these Saracen's crossbows? They just took 2 hits of catapult stones there and still 4 of them are left alive. That's pretty impressive. Timo now with the Radiant Lord, and this is not something you mess around with. 39 camels now from Timo going to hit Exion's economy here. And Exion is vulnerable right now, is only with 20 crossbows, and besides the crossbows are outside of his base. Will definitely be needing help from Hell Golem here to clean it up. But Hell Golem behind this, it's in freaking Imperial Age. With this ridiculous camel production, and still is the first one to reach Imperial Age here. Pocket Timo and Admiral Volo. Yeah, Hell Golem cleans up here, but that does come at a cost. Hell Golem now left with only 21 camels to benefit from the heavy camel upgrade. It's still a significant head start to the Imperial Age though, and if you look at the resources here, Timo isn't up yet, and is going to kick quite soon though. It's not too far off, but still a solid head start for Hell Golem, but of course that's a fight that Hell Golem had to take, that he obviously didn't want to take. He lost 25 or 30 camels in the process there. So good call to actually take that one for Timo. Arbalest on the way for Mr. Wololowitz here. 61 crossbows now, so very good production behind all of this. How many ranges? I think we've had 6 of them now. And no, not adding a lot of eco. Yeah, 3 TCs. Yeah, that's good enough for Saracens. Heavy camels, but Arb is in, so this could be bad for Hell Golem, honestly. No, it's not in, is it? It is in. I'm getting confused here. But where's the air ballistics is in as well? And Timo clicking Imp and has 3 minutes to go, so now it's about not taking any fight you don't have to for Timo here, and get that Imperial Age upgrade. Keep producing, there we go, for stables producing camels. And Mr. Wolowitz with 70 Arbalests here, chasing away the heavy camels. I'm not sure about Hell Golem. Yeah, we won't be seeing Imperial Camel just yet here. Nice hill here now for Mr. Wolowitz. And yeah, definitely not a fight that the camels can take on. Imagine if these were paladins, they would shred the Arbalest, but they aren't. They are camels. And Arbalest with Bracer, that's not really, they aren't really threatened by Mangonels either. They simply outrange them and could one-shot them in these numbers. Shouldn't be a huge problem there. And that's a very offensive TC. I'll just take my neighbor's gold. He seems a friendly guy. He's not going to touch me if I take his gold and woodlands over here. He's busy with fighting and other stuff. So it's the Saracen's dude on Candy Monk's gold here. Keeping track of the heavy cancel Hell Golem here, which is nice. Just chasing them all the way back home. Exion now in the Imperial Age as well, but only with 24 crossbows right now to benefit from the Arbalest upgrades. Yeah, absolutely. This push is buying Teemo a lot of time to get the Imperial Age and get the numbers up behind this. $64 heavy camels for Teemo though, and Nepo, no, for Hell Golem, I mean, and for Nepo Clan it's roughly half that for Teemo. Teemo with 3 TCs, I believe. Hell Golem might be at 4, yeah. But he's idling a lot of builders now. He has to choose whenever to take the fights, and these Arbs, they are far, far away from home base now, so now would actually be a good time to raid Mr. Wolowitz, and I think Candy Monk is acknowledging this, even with only crossbows here. Could get quite a bit done here if he's able to enter Mr. Wolowitz's base somehow. The Arbs, yeah, getting cleaned up by Indian heavy camels here. Remember, Indians, they get +1 pierce armor in Castle and Imperial Age as well. I said cleaned up, but there's still a while to go for the Arbalest here to clean this. Teemo with heavy camel now is 20 of them, and adding numbers from 4 stables here. Better production than Hell Golem right now. Hell Golem obviously has the appropriate upgrades in terms of defense, lacking the last attack actually, but was way earlier to heavy camel and is putting up a nice fight here, cleaning up the Arbalest with camels here. We don't see that every day. This TC though. I wonder if Mr. Wolowitz will see this castle going up to the side. He sees the foundation there, so that could be denied by Arbalest pressure over here. I think you just go in here if you're Mr. Wolowitz. Even if there's a castle to the north, you could stop this one from going up. Or delay, at the very least. But where are the heavy camels? They're probably going to join in on the fight soon enough. Yeah, that castle is not going up anytime soon. Is Candy Monk doing a plume transition here or something? It's 3 castles. I mean, obviously it's good defense, but maybe shouldn't rule out the mobility of plumes here either. Oh, there's Imperial Camel. How the heck did Teemo pull this off? Obviously, Teemo's had much less production of camels overall, all things considered, given the numbers that Hell Golem has lost on the way here, but still impressive to be able to go straight into Imp Camels. Forward, very forward castle for Mr. Wolowitz here, and he has 9 ranges total now, I believe, at least, maybe even more. So no wonder the production is on point here for the Saracens. 60 Arbalest back after being cleaned up with the 60 in Hell Golem's base. A bit of raiding over here, doesn't look too bright for Pac-Man Stally, who is with Skirm defense now against Exion with the Siege Ram. Perch being accompanied by Hell Golem's heavy camels over here. Again, Pac-Man Stally is finding himself in a 1 vs 2 situation, but there are Imperial Camels on the field for Teemo somewhere here. And Teemo, where are you? There are 33 heavy camels here, Imperial Camels here somewhere. And that's an upgrade that Hell Golem can't justify. Just it. Pac-Man Stally is a real cockroach indeed. So holding on like a champion. I can't believe it's still holding against Siege Ram, heavy camels, and arbalests here. I will just adjust the volume a tiny bit down here, it's a bit too loud. Yeah, so siege rams. Here come the Imperial Camels, but they have to stay clear of the castle fire here. Obviously, they may need to take out the rams here as well, but yeah, that's one TT down for Pac-Man Stally. What's going down in the south? Plumed Archers indeed, so it's Plumed Archers with Candy Monk playing into the mobility of the Mayans here. But still a huge mass of arbalests from the Saracens though. 71 arbalests, and remember Saracens have a bonus against buildings as well. Well, back to the other side. Villagers fighting Siege Ram. That's an act of desperation from Pac-Man Style there. But look at the villager counts here, look at the army counts. Nepo clan with the numbers lead here. 100, well, 30 military lead, but the villager counts dead even. So I would say this is an even fight at this point. No, yeah, setting up a trade route here, setting up some walls here. Palisade walls, that's not going to hold you long though. But definitely planning to trade from the corners here for Nepo clan, and we can see it happening on the other side as well. So corner control, very important at this stage in the game for both teams to get trade going. What Reservoir Ducks aren't doing, at least not yet, is walling up their sides like Nepo clan is doing to preserve the trade route though, so that's one to keep in mind. Lights Cab mixed in here for Hell Golem. Is he struggling for gold now? He's might be low on gold, but trade is already running, so when the trade kicks in, camels will be back on the menu for Hell Golem as well. But as we can see, no Imperial Camel for Hell Golem, even with the insane macro throughout the game so far. Timo is fighting uphill and underneath Castan Arbalest Fire though. That is not good for the Imperial Camels, no matter how many you have of them. 45 total. Mr. Wallowitz seems to be holding his own on the left-hand side here. Treb's pushing. Nice. This captain on the hill is very important for Pac-Man Style to take down, to not let Exion have this hill with the Ethiopians crossbows and everything. The barracks are out here. That's for the free pikes for the Ethiopians. That helped out obviously against the Imperial Camels, but not nearly enough as help would do. At some point you might need helps as well to hold this off. Some Plumed Archers raids here, hitting the trade line, and reinforcements of Mr. Wallowitz, who is still at 70 arbs and pushing slowly here with a little bit of help from Timo, who also has Hussar teched here. While Hell Golem only has heavy camels and light cab. Timo in the trade route a little bit here with the heavy camels, so they're acknowledging the fact that the opponents are trading. I really don't want trade to kick in well enough here for especially Hell Golem, because then he'd be able to provide the Imperial Camels as well. And let's see if I can find the trade cart numbers here. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, there we go, that's the trade. So more trade that works, 13 trade cards for Hell Golem. This is probably the most significant stats at this time in the game. We have the KDs and the trade situation here. So more trade for Reservoir Ducks for now. But Nepo clan arguably doing a better job at securing it, if they can keep these raids out of this. We need some walls all the way down to the corners as well. Still only heavy camels for Hell Golem, but doing some work here to push back Wallowitz a bit here. At least push him away from this third gold of Candy Monk here. But meanwhile, the Arbalists of Mr. Wallowitz are going to go into the enemy trade lines here. Castle even for trade protection here. But look at the Arbalest production behind this for Mr. Wallowitz, 70 plus arbs still. Timo now full on Hussar's production here, just a few Imperial Camels, but the important thing now is to deprive reservoir ducks of the trade income that they have from gold, and to make sure that Hell Golem can't get to the gold units again, like the heavy camel, or even get to Imperial camel eventually. Yeah, still elite skirms. Are they really struggling for gold here now, Reservoir Ducks? Let's have a look. Cannibal has quite a bit of gold in the bank. He could even consider maybe slinging a bit with that kind of income, but has his own things to attend to here. And not really been successfully pushed back by Mr. Wolowitz here, but seems like the most important thing of all here is the trade. And with that, Nepo clan is doing a good job at contesting the trade here. It's a tiny bit of one light cab here from Hell Golem to raid as well, but Arbs still at large on the enemy side here and needs to be dealt with, so that's a distraction that Reservoir Ducks have to live with. And a steady flow of Hussars also from Timo now, with some stables in the middle here to shorten the travel distance for the Hussars to obstruct the enemy trade. Wait, that's Hell Golem's stables. So I take it back. I thought that was Greed stables for some reason. Colorblind. Alright. Let's see the relic situation as well. That could be interesting if there's any relics. Only Mr. Wolowitz, and he has only one relic, so that's not too significant here. KD shows positive side for Reservoir Ducks here. No wonder with Hell Golem's efforts with the camels throughout the whole game here. But Nepo clan are raiding like crazy on the enemy side here now, so they are doing a much better job at keeping the trade income, or the forcing the opponents to react at the home field here. Elite skirms really shouldn't work for Pac-Man Stally, given that the Indians both have Hussars teched here. But there's also lots of harassment to be dealt with on the trade side, the home side for Reservoir Ducks, so you can't commit all the Hussars to clean up the skirms here. Nice little treb push from Pac-Man Stally on the hill here to take out the barracks, providing pikemen here, limiting pikemen production. X-Zone with the Arbalest focusing down Hussars here, but they are Indian Hussars with +2 extra piece armor, so that's easier said than done. Yeah, it's just going to take some time to clean up here. Look at the eco situation now. It's Nepo clan with 65 villagers more, and it's also diminishing for Reservoir Ducks. Reservoir Ducks in return have more military, so look at the populations here. They're still pretty darn even here between the two teams. Alright, so I think the ARBs here have been dealt with. Now, Mr. Wolowitz is actually down to 10 ARBs all of a sudden, and he's being pushed back here. The trade seems in danger now. Hell Golem running in to raid Mr. Wolowitz's side here, the markets. And all three have trade. Not too many trade units at work here for Nepo clan, though. Look at the scores, they're pretty even here. Mayans mainly with the skirmishes. Probably has that unique tech. The Hulche Javelineers for the Mayans here. That would actually be beneficial in the late game long fights here. Alright, it's gonna work until the Hussars and Camels realize that villagers are chasing villagers here. Oh, it's neutral gold! That's what Candymonk's going for. That's a good spot. Oh, I literally know all of the map by now. Alright, so top side, Exion pushing with arms again. Gonna run into a Vikings castle here. Vikings full on pikes here. Vikings pikemen, that's not gonna... That's not gonna... I mean, you want halbs against camels and hussar spam like it, but who has halbs on... Actually, do any of these civs have halbs? Do Indians get halbs? I know Saracens don't, and Vikings don't, so that's kind of an itchy spot to be in against these civilizations that all potentially get halberdiers. I don't remember about Indians. Camel civs usually don't get halb, but I think Indians do. Vikings, of course, have the unique technology for infantry, giving an extra attack against cavalry, but it's still not as good as having halbs. Mr. Wolowitz now more or less full skirm here to hold off the enemy skirms, and some hussars would sort of be needed down here as well, given that it's mainly skirms. Look at these raids running in here as well. Now it's Reservoir Ducks fighting their way back here. One castle in danger of being lost here. I like the castle placements. There's houses and palisades. You'd think that Mr. Wolowitz was Goths here because he apparently can't stonewall. Stone in short supply at this stage in the game, obviously. It's mainly trash here for the players until the trade really can kick in here. Hell Golem, he might fight his way back into this game because he's now with 21 trade units working. There's obviously a little bit of raids going on here. But let's have a look at Hell Golem's situation here with the gold. He seems to be stabilizing a bit, and he has it's only Hussars production for now. But with those trade units, that's going to change quickly, I think. Mr. Wolowitz with good trade as well, but the trade has been under siege here from the enemy side. Timo now running in to clean up the last few Hussars here. And on the top side, Pac-Man Stali is yet again taking a beating here with the raids. Does commit to those Vikings, now fully upgraded pikemen though. Best option he has against these kinds of raids. Skirmishers killing Hussars, that's not something you see every day either. And Candymonk trying to scramble up some production here close to the enemy trade line. I don't think he's going to be allowed to at this point. Some nice Hussar raids again from Timo now on the enemy trade. Still Hell Golem is with 25 trade units here. And Mr. Wolowitz with 26, so there's not even a huge difference in trade here. Candymonk with a little bit more than Timo, but that's about it. 45 walls for Pac-Man Stali here. And could it be that Nepo are considering an alternative shorter trade route now from here into the top north? Would be harder to raid for Reservoir Ducks here. Stone walls going up here as well, so they're walling even more of the map here to limit raids to the best of their ability. 45 walls is such a cockroach move. Yeah, no argument there. Siege ramps are back. That says something about the gold situation for Exion that might have stabilized a tiny little bit, even with only 7 trade cards at work here. 28 for Hell Golem, 31 for Mr. Wolowitz, who will be producing more Arbalists again if the gold eco kicks back in, and that gives our Saracens the opportunity to take out buildings with archers again, right? So who needs siege when you're Saracens? If you can get to 80 arbalists with Saracens, there's much to be done about buildings as well. Being pushed back slightly here though, and the late game lagfest about to kick in here. That's probably a capture issue as well. Looks like a better fight for Nepo clan here. Look at their numbers as well. They're actually with more than 100 more military than the opponents, and with the villager lead, or the economy lead here. Pac Mastali, we have to label him the MVP at this point to hold up, as he's been doing here the whole time. True Cockroach, you'd think he was MBL or something. Yeah, holding on here. Fortified walls, completing those as well to make sure that the light cab raids can't enter at this side. Meanwhile, Hussar raids to run into Mayan's base here and obstruct some economy and production, and Candy Monk isn't producing anything else than pikemen at this point. Has plumed archers on the field somewhere. Has a little bit of trade running. But with the trade route stabilizing more and more for Mr. Wolowitz here as well, for the trade cards now, that should mean a rapid increase in arbalist numbers here, which is also a key factor in fighting away, especially enemy camels. Pac-Man Stally kinda pushing back here. We see Exion with the halberdiers now on the field. Golem providing as well, but Timo is joining in with his own hussars. Indians for both, so no significant advantage for either player there. And now gonna aim for the trade again here, I believe. Timo just kill as many trade cards as possible, I think, and that should be the main goal here for the hussars, and an annoyance that has to be dealt with yet again. Look how fast these guys run. He seemed a bit disoriented there though. He wanted to return, he realized something was after, wanted to run back to the market. Still castles in the trade line almost everywhere for Hell Golem and Candy Monk here though, so castles need to be dealt with before you can push this back. Candy Monk with the elite Eagle Warrior switch him now, that's going to be a true pain in the ass if they can get to the raiding as well. And let's see the gold situation here for Candy Monk. 5 on gold, is that only 5? No, there's lots of trade for Candy Monk here. And someone is mining gold back here, so Mr. Wolowitz is taking taking the gold in the corner that Candy Monk was so kind as to show him. So that's the end of that gold. Still a tiny bit of gold to be taken there as well. Castles to be contested. Vikings with the siege ram here now in the north, and Timo with some crazy raids again. Again, I'm pointing out the military difference here with more than 100 military more for Nepo clan than the Reservoir Duck, which could be the key to victory here. See, there's random hussars in the middle of the trade line here. That hurts so much if you can't spot it and deal with it. It's not always too easy to see in the middle of everything going on either. Stone walls for Candy Monk as well, so limiting hussar raids to the left-hand side here. But we see Mr. Wolowitz walling off as well to further secure the trade route here. And this is obviously going to be a fight for gold control and safe trade here. Fair trade, safe trade. And might need to consider moving over to to DE at some point here if this keeps lagging like this, but I'm gonna try and keep track for a little while longer. Still twice the military from Nepo clan here, and lots of hussars in the raiding the trade route of Helgolim and his team yet again here. There's lots of trade cards to be taken out here though. Mr. Lowitz with almost 50 of them at home, so they're both getting some stuff through here. But Elite Eagle Warriors, you'd need quite a few hussars to deal with those, and right now Nepo clan doesn't really have a good response to them. But again, if you look at the numbers though, that's not crazy numbers just yet. But I bet they would take out trade cards rather quickly here, the Elite Eagles. Imperial Camels and Hussars and Skirmishers and Arbs from Saracens here. Again, who needs siege when you have Saracen archers, eh? Alright, we're cleaning up here. We're closing in on 1.5 hours here, and the game is still at large here. Pac-Man Stally will definitely lose a trap here unless these pikemen have the time of their life here. Not any significant raids in the trade routes, but the markets went down in the north side, and how's that gonna affect the trade line of Reservoir ducks here? They did rebuild some markets here. There's one down here at least. But that's going to mess up things a bit. That's going to, first of all, that's going to give less gold return in the trading route. So that's already kind of a win for Nepo clan here. And Nepo clan, Reservoir ducks are catching up, and Nepo clan are still with the 60-70-ish military lead. Berserkers, probably elite Berserkers out for Pac-Man Stally. That's a good raiding option as well. And Siege Rams for the Vikings doing some serious work here. Obviously, Ethiopians can't handle siege rams with the crossbows. That's going to take them forever, as we see here. So, Helgolim will be needed for his hussars and camels on this side. And some camel and hussars raids here as well to punish even further trade here. Yeah, this trade line is far from safe for Helgolim and his team here. How are the Rams doing? Still a couple of Rams pushing away here. Don't think they can kill enough houses to make Exion housed here, but definitely a force to be reckoned with in the north here. And somehow Pac-Man Stally has been able to afford another castle that will go up on this important hill over here. Nice push in the south as well from Mr. Wolowitz and Timo still working together here to exploit the fact that the Mayans player is open here. Trade route is running again for Reservoir ducks here, but it's shorter than before, and they'll probably be pathing a bit silly here. Outside the walls. Let's see, where's the trade line? They're here. Still a one-on-one fight, mainly here between Pac-Man Stally and Exion, and Exion probably frustrated by not being able to fight back here, trying to re-wall with stone walls here as well. Let me just try and pause a little bit and let the game run for a little bit and see how that affects performance here. Wait, he's making Mamluks? Holy fuck, he's making Mamluks! What? Elite Mamluk! I mean, they should shred hussars and camels, to be honest, so it's not a bad addition. There's mobility as well for the Saracens here, but there must be lots of upgrades still missing for these Mamluks here. Yeah, if you got about 40 trade cards, it doesn't matter as much. You're right about that, of course. Yeah, Stonewall's not being allowed to be re-walled here from Exion, and they're unlike the Vikings ones, they aren't even fortified. So just pleb walls from Exion in the north here. Ethiopians light cav now on the field, not going to be Hussars yet, and military situation 61 to 41 between the top side planks here. Some trades on the trade again, but we see Helgolim and Cannibal, they still have 40 and 30 trade here, so they have gold access most definitely here. Wait, they don't do Mamelukes don't do bonus damage against camels? Ouch. Well, that's good to know. Elite Eagles from Candybox, so the barracks need to be addressed here by Nepo Clan, I'd say, to try and limit the Eagles' situation. And there's an overchopper hole in the woodland here as well. Pac-Man Style is making progress again in the north though, mainly skirmishers and siege trams here, and might be able to take out some of the castles, and GG is called upon losing more and more on the map here for Nepo, for Reservoir Ducks, and most of all not being able to supply enough military. What a game though! 1 hour 37 minutes and a lag fist with capture reach in the end there, but GG well played to both teams. That was a solid show of force on Arabia from both sides here, with lots of arbalists and hussars and camels in the field. And I don't think, yeah, it stopped at heavy camel for Helgolim. So even with the massive trade in the end, never prioritized the Imperial camel. Stats should be cool here for the KDs and everything. Military support pretty solid, of course. 1084 to 796 KD for Timo, that's pretty insane. Helgolim right behind as well, almost 1000 on both. Thanks for the cast, thanks for the tip, I'd say, and my pleasure, of course, as always. Some crazy KDs at work here, though, for this long game economy. 72,000 wood for Pac-Man Style here, and quite a bit for Saracens as well. That's pretty sick as well, and food, of course, for the Idiots players is up in the 80Ks here with the Hussar spam. Helgolim did an amazing early game with the macro and production and everything, and somehow Pac-Man Style held on against the stuff there. Yeah, gold collection, you were right. That's some pretty decent trade that worked there on gold collection. And Mr. Wolowitz's defense, so he did steal some gold off the Mayans side gold, so that boosts the income as well. How did Caddy Monk know about that gold in the corner with only 62% exploration? That's weird. Maybe it was Helgolim clearing it or something. Oi, oi, oi. But great game. I think that will have to be the last cast of today. It's been a long session. So thanks for sticking around. I think I might just play a couple of one-on-ones or something fun to end the stream. So see you around, guys.